333. R.I.P.P. Don P. PhD. Yo. I said, R.I.P. TV. Tell a homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's every day, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? R.I.P.P. God bless the real. Only for the righteous. The rest will go to hell. Flipping through the book of Revelation. Figure it out. Transliterate the translation. Do it yourself. It's the last days. Life is a test and we in a cage. Concrete jungle. Everyday struggle. Fuck the pain. I'm on some HNIC shit. Hegelian 3 shit. If you don't know what I mean, you was never G. Real shit. R.I.P. Yo, P, play that beat back, 333. Burn some weed, repeat that. Shake me up a tuka pack, break me off for 20 piece. I'm gone, never looking back. Y'all can't talk to me. R.I.P. TV, tell a homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's every day, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? Like the weed, play some IMD for me. It's hell on earth for real, but y'all don't wanna see paper trail politics. All the shit was prophecy, strictly for the family. Peace to the prodigy. R.I.P.P. I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. R.I.P.P. I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. Yo.
Yo, so what up, everybody? Welcome to the Dour Hour. It's me, and it's the Dour Hour. So, the fuck else am I gonna do besides roll up some motherfucking weed? So, what the fuck up is up with today? What the fuck is poppin' today? I have no idea. So, I will roll this blunt while I try to figure out what the fuck we're even going to talk about today. Welcome to the Dour Hour. I am your host of Everything 333 TV. It's me. So, I don't know what to talk about. I'm a little bit off today, as you can see from the morning meditation, but I thought it was very important to stay consistent, and it doesn't matter how I'm feeling or what time I got woke up in the morning or any of that shit. It is important to stay consistent and stay here for the 333. So, here we are. Now, I'm more interested in this evening's broadcast because we will officially be doing the second episode of Beat Boutique. So, get your beats, your mixes, your music, everything together. We will be doing another review show tonight. So, other than that, what's going on, man? I don't know. Not real sure. I feel a little bit disassociated today. On the plus side of sports, Bitcoin's back up to like 40 grand again, to be exactly expected. This should be a good lesson for everybody to buy the dips. Bitcoin historically has continued to retrace back up to where its points, where it fell off at. So, when it dips like that, you just got to buy it. When it dips from 40K down to 30, you buy it 30 because within a week it's back up to 40. And you just made money. And that's how that works. So, I I will catch up to everybody's DMs and whatnot and emails and conversations that I need to have with people individually and specifically after the Dour Hour and before Beat Boutique. So, fuck. What are we gonna do? Who wants to pop in? Let me put up the Zoom thing. Send me your email, people. Alright, well, we ain't got shit to talk about. There's nobody to converse with and things of that nature. Usually, I just start playing music. So, let's see what the fuck is going on.
And they don't even know they gave us some medicine. That's the first time I said Illuminati on my mind, soul, and my body. You know what I'm saying? That was mixing medicine with the food.
I'm not impressed with your prophecies, philosophies. You ain't Socrates, gots to be strong as the roots on the acacia trees. Follow me while your logo remains a bird, restraining the urge of putting your brains on a fucking curb. Blazing a herb in search of a Marley mental. Hopefully bars gotta be monumental. Illuminated mind, refuse to wait in line. What I say divine, time machine capsule for this day and time. Where I'm from, niggas slaves to crime, slinging dimes and lamb's blood. Couldn't stop with place of mind. Playing with minds is like playing with minds in Libya. Blown tibia behind military lines. Wise man says seek and he shall find. The meek shall inherit the earth, so this bitch mine. I milk this shit for what it's worth and how I look. They'd rather give me a burner than a book. Illuminated minds.
You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine didn't shut that throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not. Because if it do turn you off, then you're a stupid, ignorant motherfucker.
Illuminated, my crew have made it with Luger patience. Definitions with newer traces to use the basement. To level flows where the pedal goes and the metal shows where the treble rolls like a rebel roaming in Mexico. And high noon, watch this monsoon make a rhyme bloom. Give a line tunes when the verse flows and the tides move. Keep going. Grind mode be the feeling, a superstition. Say hello to the villain. Hi. Infamous, we leaving them all struck to before trucks. In the course of force, carry more bucks, so we brought luck. Mind illuminated brings more love to endorse drugs. Really only weed trees made it easy to make a cut. A lyrical disciple out from Bushwick. Kitchen grind while I'm cooking. Bars smelling like central booking. We luminescent cause you hear the light appear to be a figure, breathe the night. And now you see it, right, Joe?
Don't believe me. Go out there and research the facts yourself and you see what I'm saying. There's nothing but righteous shit. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? I don't got time to be spreading lies. I ain't got time for lies. I'm building an army, nigga. I got an army in the street. You wanna join my army? Everybody's welcome. I don't give a fuck what color you are, what culture you from, what religion you believe in. It ain't about that. It's all about you a positive and negative person, son. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get to the rest later.
We'll get to the rest later. What up, everybody? Billy Lines. TVR, that's what I'm calling you. Truth Virus Records. I make up names. Dank, what up, homie? You already know, it's the Dour Hour, which means I am smoking and thinking. Thinking and smoking. Yo, ever since I started drinking or consuming this blue spiralinga, I'm definitely, I mean, I know you guys can't tell, but I've definitely consumed less weed. Peja, what up? Infamous, what up? So, yeah, TVR is just like motherfucking ACGC. A true car guy, or I think that's how, whatever it is, I don't know. I've got it already in my head as ACGC. And, yeah, Peja, if you caught Gray Matter on Tuesday, man, it took us a good 3 or 4 minutes to get Roger Harper's set up, working with the way I got things going. So, I'll send you the shit right now, Peja. It's amazing, dude. It's amazing. This shit is incredible. Like, I'm not sponsored by these motherfuckers, so I don't get nothing out of telling everybody to take it or use it. Just, this shit is special, man. You know, Paige, send me your email again. For some reason, whenever I'm in Zoom and I go to add people, it doesn't utilize my address book. Even though everybody's in my address book, I constantly have to, like, type in the full thing. Yeah, dude, I've been on this. This is week number 2. I started January 1st, essentially, like the first Monday of January. I guess it was the 3rd, so I'm on like 11 or 12 days. Now, of course, there are some side effects, and I think my body's going through withdrawal on some of the things that I have been able to wean myself off of and cut out of my life. So I recognize withdrawal symptoms, and I think that's what it is. But, dude, talk about a sensu bean for your brain. That's exactly what it feels like. See? What did I say? You speak of the devil and they will appear. ACGC, I was literally just talking about how I call you ACGC instead of another car guy channel, because TVR is now TVR. Truth Virus Records, it's too many words. TVR, what up? ACGC, what up, homie? I guess a good question for today. Well, I mean, Paul Pierce is the truth, so you know, it's good. I'm a sports head, man. It's going to be hard for me to have somebody else named Truth. Regal Affiliates, what up, man? So, I've been on this shit. Blue Magic Superfood. Sensu beans for your brain, man. Shit is fire. Well, what's funny, TVR? Dank. Keep reading, homie. I'll get it in there. Go on. There it is. See that last word? Yeah, Dank, I'm already ahead of you, yo. This is spirulina. This is just the super version. It's blue instead of green, and I got this from somebody within the pyramid structure. Said, nah, don't fuck with the green shit. I'm gonna put you onto the super shit. Nank, you should know me, homie. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to take it to the highest fucking most extreme. So if I'm going to fuck with superfood, see? That's what I'm talking about. At least they're going to advertise the shit that I already fucking talk about. And plus, they already know I say the word crypto so many times that they know that people are probably interested in crypto in some sort. So they're going to use that as the channel because you're more than likely to actually watch the commercial. But, you know, I try to tell everybody, yo, if you don't, the ads are part of YouTube now. Even on videos that you don't monetize, they put fucking commercials, whether you like it or not, and you just don't get paid for it. So you can go into the Google Play Store and you can go into the Apple Store and get free YouTube ad blockers. I'm all for it, dude. I got them on my phone and my computer. I don't watch any goddamn ads. So, just get an ad blocker, dude. It'll block all of them. I don't care. And Alberto X Deuce Zero. Well, yeah, TVR, if you read the user agreement for the new YouTube for this year, they put ads on your channel and monetize it even if you're not monetized and you don't even, they're getting advertising fees and whatnot for every video now. Ever. Even if it's got fucking 200 views, it's going to have commercials and shit on it. I don't know who that new lady who runs YouTube is. I don't really remember her name. But she's not doing a very good job at it. But she's probably also doing exactly what she's told to do. So, who would I know? Yeah, it's crazy TVR because YouTube's owned by fucking Google. So, like, who fucking cares? Facebook, whatever. They own all this shit together. So, it's really weird. They're like, nope, we're making money whether you like it or not. And you're not going to make money because the thing is, with the new user agreement, even if YouTube is making advertising money off of your video, if you don't go in the settings and actually click on the monetization, they won't pay you. They'll keep all of the advertising money that your video generates for them. You literally have to go in every single video now and live stream and go into the monetization tab and click on, make sure that you monetize it, and then go. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, TVR, I'm not really worried about making money off of the content that I create. All the things that I do are just for P. I'm just like, it's all for P and Infamous Records and everything like that. So I never really worried about this. I just know that once I hit monetization, the best way to get P's words and message and music out to as many people as possible is to just keep pumping out the content. Which is now why I do this. The Dour Hour has nothing to do with Infamous Records, Prodigy, or music outside of my affiliation with it. But this is just another outlet for people to be sent. It's just weird. We're just gaming the algorithm until they change it. And then I'll have to sit there and figure out how to do it the next time. But it's a weird little dance that they got going on with content creators right now. They basically made it, especially for big channels who do generate money, you know, who are generating $100,000 a month in ad revenue. They've basically gamed the system to where they're making as much money as possible off of your videos. So if there's a flag that YouTube throws up on any reason whatsoever, you'll get demonetized, but they're still going to make that ad money. Just you're not going to make it. So it's a tricky game. Once again, you're just entering into the matrix, so you have to learn how to operate within the construct of the matrix. I always say that because I do firmly believe that. Chronic, what up, homie? Lux, what up, yo? Yo, Peja, I just sent you the Zoom link. We'll see if it works. I had to go through... I had to open up another browser and go into my Gmail to get into my address book because for some reason Zoom address it just doesn't link with your address book. It's really fucking stupid. So what else is going on over here on my end? Well, you guys have been asking and I've been working on it. I've been building and I've been designing and I pretty much do everything on my own. So it takes me a little bit longer. But it is 2021. You guys asked me for about 6 straight months to start making merch for the 333 and finally got something in today. And what did I tell you guys was going to happen first? It's going to make some goddamn socks. So our first official merchandise for the 333 literally came in the mail today. Wow. So, you see them, but here's the dope part, everybody. Hey, they're really, really fucking nice. Like, they're really nice. I did not cheap out in any way. They are not screen printed. This is woven. But here's the dopest fucking part, everybody. Remember, I always say you gotta leave a positive imprint on this planet when you walk. When you walk, that's our imprint. Oh, I gotta go this way. So this is on the bottom of the sock. So I finally got the 333 RIPP socks. Hell yeah. Now, this is not my 333 logo. The only reason that I put the 333 here is for the first one is because so people can actually see the numbers. Now, and once I get the logo officially done, me and my homie Wosk's working on it. Once it's officially done, then I'm going to start flooding with that. But, as promised, y'all, the RIPP 333 socks have arrived in infamous black and red. Now, I will tell you guys, I do everything in limited numbers and runs. While I'm working on everything ACGC, it's like I said, I do everything on my own, so it's a slow process, especially finding vendors and, you know, wholesaling and finding the right things. I went through multiple different sock companies until I found one that weaves it in. You can see it's woven in on the sock. See? It's woven in and not screen printed, so it will never fade. It's not going to get ripped off whenever you wash. So, I'm hyped. I'm excited. Finally, I spoke it into existence, and the RIPP 333 socks, first edition, are here. So, you know, I'll definitely keep you guys updated when you can get them, where, and all that shit. So, I literally just opened them before I hit stream for the Dour Hour. They just showed up this morning. So, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Well, actually, speaking of that, that's the other thing that I just got in. So you already know about that. It's the holographic Hegelians. It's hard to see the light. Yeah, the zoom camera doesn't like to show the holographicness. And well, I'll have to So I got some things in the work, man. Hoodies, sweatsuits, t-shirts, bandanas, you name it. I'm working on a lot of things, man. Like I said, I'm doing it all by myself. I design everything on myself. I got to source everything on my... Well, nah, dank. I'm using the Zoom as the camera and not just my camera through YouTube. So whenever I'm using Zoom as the camera function instead of just my normal camera, the quality goes down a bit. So it's hard to see it for some reason. I mean, I could see it myself that every time I open up the Zoom camera instead of the real camera, that it's a little bit duller. Like the collars don't pop as much. Not even close. I gotta like do some collar balancing and whatnot. But I don't do none of that shit. I'll just hit stream and then I start going. I roll up and we just start going. It is what it is. Yo, just DM me on Instagram, man. That's where I be at on everything. I got magnets, stickers. I'll be able to send you pictures of everything that I got. I like to do everything direct because Lux, I'm just fucking pontificating about finally getting some socks in. So I don't really have anything to talk about unless you guys want to talk about something. Now, if you want to hop in the Dour Hour, send me your email and I will send you a Zoom link and we can have a conversation about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. If not, I'm just going to sit here and keep smoking this blunt and try to figure out all the shit I got to get accomplished. Kal-El, what up, man? Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. Yo, so, if you guys know a little bit of history about me personally, I got my start. King Sar, what up, man? It's been a minute, yo. I got my start at Quad Studios. The studio where Tupac got shot and he blamed Biggie and the entire East Coast, West Coast rap beef kicked off. And I just got a message from an engineer friend of mine, shout out to Chepe, to say, yo, so Quad is fucked for a while. And I'll talk to you later, Billy Lines. He just sent me a video. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Yeah, you kind of can. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that sound should not be being made in the studio. Look at that shit. What in the fuck, yo? Oh my god. I gotta play it again. We gotta do this again. Look at that. Holy fucking shit, man. Wow. So, let that be a lesson to everybody. Make sure you back up your shit. Because that's Quad Studios, man. That's one of the most famous studios on the planet. It's a multi-million-dollar room. And that just happened to them. So, Jesus, good God. Yeah, back up all your data, people. Oh my God. That studio is done. Yeah. I know it's happened to a few people. I know a few people that have had floods in their studio and lost everything. But yo, that's the fucking... See, most of them end up being in the basement or something, right? That is the 10th floor in that building. That is definitely not the basement. It's only a 12-story building. So it's almost at the top. No, 13. There's a penthouse after 12. So, Jesus God. Whew. The thing is, it's other studios above and below Quad now. So I'm wondering if any of those studios got affected too. Wow. Yeah, see, you got a basement for a recording studio is never a good idea because it seems that there's always flooding issues. So, yeah, man, oh my God, that is astounding. There's people I want to call right now who I used to work with there. Oh my God. This is fucking incredible. Sorry, there's people I gotta hit right now. Alright, Paige, I'm gonna send you the other. I sent it to the wrong email. I'm gonna send you the other one right now, dude. Alright, dude, I just sent you the new link. So, yeah, let me hit my homie Flavor Seal. To see if he saw any of this. Wow. Sorry, I had to. That's just astounding, just because of the history of that place. So now that Quad is only one floor instead of multiple floors, did their tape room just get hit too, where they keep everybody's data and hard drives and shit? Did that just get hit? Did the server room get flooded too? Like, oh my, wow. I guess they should be happy that they don't have $1 million 9000J consoles anymore. The console used to be $1 million, let alone the room. Like, $1 million consoles. Incredible. I love that machine. SSL 9000J is the peak of mixing technology. I don't care what nobody says. I know some people love Neves because of the Neve sound and the dynamic section and all that. But if we are talking about a mixing console, there is nothing better than a 9000J. Dude, all you gotta do is hit play. It already sounds good. It's fucking amazing. I can't believe this shit, dude. It's blowing my fucking mind, man. Whew. That just woke me up. It's 3:33. It's time to roll the fuck up. Yo, somebody send me your email, man. Let's talk about something besides me thinking about what just happened to Quad. Because I'm all about the positive right now. Let's not worry about the studio that's flooded and being destroyed. Let's think about ones that are being built and created. And things of that nature. Good God. That's shocking. I'm sorry, everybody, that I'm so taken back by what I just saw, because it's fucking... It's fucking Quad Studios, man. You're supposed to have, like, safeguards against shit like this. And to be honest with you, this is Quad Studios, people. Even during the industry shutdown and the whole Roni and all this, people are still going to Quad and recording. Like, it's constantly happening. Trent Reznor is super talented, man. Super talented guy. And as a matter of fact, Trent Reznor was the first major label artist to do his entire album in the box. He was the first one that everything was done inside of Pro Tools. And now everybody does that, but he was way, way, way ahead of his time, man. Way ahead of his time. Yeah, I mean, I don't listen to his music anymore. I'm fucking grown. I listen to P. That's it. I don't listen to Nine Inch Nails or Trent Reznor or anything like that, but I do recognize his creativity and his talent. He's fucking dope, man. He is dope. Lord Rich, man, what up? I don't know, man. There's Paige. I haven't worked at Quad in fucking forever, man. I have no idea what's going on with them. That shit is... Woo, good God. I literally can't get over that. We'll see if it works today, Peja. Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? Oh, shit, it worked.
I actually have to switch over to the computer.
Yeah, yo, this Zoom shit. There he is. What up, homie?
I had my I always have my camera covered for fucking 10, 12 years now. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
Yeah, yo, when Roger Harper popped in for the first time Tuesday during Gray Matter, we had the craziest feedback loop going on because, you know, there's a delay from what we actually do on Zoom to how it gets processed and broadcast on YouTube, right?
Okay.
So I would hear myself, I would say something to him, and then he had YouTube playing on his TV in the background that I would hear myself talking. And then he had his phone playing too, and then somehow it got to his phone late, so there'd be three, and it would just tick, 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 it would just start going in a circle. That shit was awesome. It was hilarious. But, you know, once you figure it out the first time, now you know.
Yo, I couldn't trust the phone. I didn't want to waste everybody's time. I didn't want to waste the show's time. So
I mean, it's all good, man. You know, this is an open forum. So welcome to the Dour Hour, homie.
Yo, I'm happy that you're doing this, bro. Like, I want to say, you know, it's a pleasure it's an honor to be a part of the community.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Anybody that listens to Hegelian knows it's the fucking best album ever made. Nobody can fucking deny it. You know what I mean?
Yo, have you ever, thank you, homie. Have you ever heard an album that got more relevant as time went on?
No, there's no possible way. And then when you listen to it, it's the perfect album for this time. So it bothers me that I look on everybody's fucking timeline that say they have love for P, but I don't see Hegelian there. I don't see no fucking nothing, no 333, no nothing.
Man, Peja, you want to know something real
time? Like, yo.
Yeah, you want to know something real funny about people who say things like that. All right, and I get it all the time, and you know what? I don't care.
You can't expect it. I'm not saying it like that. I just mean, like, you know, you would think that in this time people would have enough of a fucking open.
Oh, yo, it gets worse than you think, son. It's worse than you think, right? So somebody would be like, yo, man, P's my fan. I'm P's biggest fan of all time. While he was still alive, they would say this to his face, and then he'd be like, oh, yo, word, what'd you think of my new album? Yo, when'd you put out a new album, bro?
Exactly.
It's just like, and he did that on purpose just to test him.
I want to tell you something. So I managed nightclubs I had my first club key at 19, right?
Yeah.
So I know all about the venues and running them. I know how to track the money, all of that shit. So coming from the hood and all of that, I'll be honest with you, I always tried to stay away from Mobb Deep because it was too G and I was wild as fuck. So the more I listened to Mobb Deep, the more wild I became. So I said, hold on, let me just stay away from this shit for a while. And one of my guys that I used to work with, bro, if there was a fight, bro, he was banging niggas out, and that's what he used to listen to, Mobb Deep, Mobb Deep, Mobb Deep. So I was like, okay, I know now for sure, if I listen to Mobb Deep, I'm gonna get a heavy hand like you. And that's the whole thing, is I stayed away from it purposely just because I knew I wasn't ready for it. And it bothers me that by the time I was actually ready for it, it was when P was gone.
Well, I mean, you have to separate church and state, though, because Mobb Deep and Prodigy were two completely different entities.
Oh, definitely. That's for sure. But I take them together at the same time.
Of course. So, yeah, you know, I've been to 1 billion rap shows in my career, man. I've been doing this half of my life at this point, right? Mobb Deep shows are the only rap shows that I've seen a literal like a brawl, like a battle happen in the crowd, and no one ever stops it. They just let it go. Having P would always just keep rapping. That shit used to crack me up. They would just keep going. And like,
Yo, I believe it. Listening to the book over and over, and you miss certain stories because it's so much to take in. You actually have to listen to the fucking book over and over to remember it all. And yo, listening to some of those brawls, I could imagine that.
Yo, son, that shit used to crack me up because I'm a back of the room type of guy. So I'm always back against the wall, just chilling, smoking. Even
Right.
20 years ago when you weren't allowed to smoke publicly and whatnot, like, fuck it, we in here. And just always watching that shit unfold. And it's the crazy thing because there's always be white kids fighting. The fuck are you guys doing?
Yo, I'm telling you. Yo, even when I was a kid and I tried to break down Prodigy's bars and 40-inch cable, drinking white label, my chain hang down to my dick, my piece bang glass tables. Yo, bro, I couldn't even get 8 lines into it without saying, holy fuck, this is going to corrupt me. No, hold on, I'm not ready. And that's exactly what it was. It's not to downplay it. It's just the music was too fucking great for my fucking little mind, bro. I swear to God.
Word. So
I had to listen to more Pac to get ready for it.
yeah, exactly. So for you, everybody who doesn't know, that might not know, I know a bunch of you do, Peja is the one that you hear at the beginning of every single episode that we do. And the dope part about that is I didn't even ask him for a theme song. He just sent me a record. I was just like, dude, can I use this as a theme song?
I wasn't even trying to make a theme song.
You know what's crazy?
So
You were just tapped in at the moment because I swear to everything that
I was so appreciative for Hegelian. That's what it was.
I kind of sent it out into the universe. Like I wanted a theme song. Like I wanted one. And without asking, it just happened. So, because there's one show that I watch almost every day on YouTube. And it's given me the knowledge on how to build up the thing and what works and what doesn't. And that guy has theme songs and they're hilarious. And fans send them in. And I was like, that's a fucking beautiful idea because I do music. He does a sports show.
Of course.
He was an NFL player. Like, he's not, I was just like, well, I need a theme song. So, and now I got like fucking 6-7 different shows on this channel. So it's just like, damn, man, I'm going to need a theme song for every show.
Hell yeah.
But,
No, I really like it. I appreciate the grind. And I'm very happy because now, the community we see the community growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
it's that much more meaningful. You know what I mean?
It's dope. 2021, it's definitely kicking up. The age of Aquarius is upon us, so more people are going to be drawn into the message in the community and whatnot, right? That's just how it's working. I just was always like all the things that I already do, dude. Like people send me their music all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Let me check it out real quick.
I'm looking forward to rhyming on the beat tape, man. That's a great fucking idea.
Yeah, that one I took that one. Thank you, man. I thought about that one for a real long time. I was just like, yo, how? I like what Ski's doing a lot what he's doing. I said, but I don't want to do what he's doing and just make a copy of it. I was like, I want to make it different.
In my brain until I realized how many sample packs and whatever you've been sending out, and then I'm like, oh shit! Doesn't matter who makes what. These are still 333 sounds.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I worked on that one for a whole year, dude.
I clicked for a while.
Yeah, I had to first make up all the sample packs so I would have things to do this with. So I don't even have to make a pack for each month. I've already did that during the Rona year when I was sitting here. So then it Neanderthal, what up, man? Then it just became how do I make this fun, interesting, rewarding, and all that shit, and still get people to fuck with each other, because one of the cool things that Ski's just now getting to experience with this Smack Pack challenges is people who are entering are starting to work together. They reach out to each other like, yo, son, you're dope. Let's do something. And that shit's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing, man.
Crack the code yet?
No, man. I'm not even telling people what the codes are anymore. Because if somebody goes back and they actually figure it out, I will give them free shit, including... Yeah, the 333 socks are in business, homie.
Sick.
Yo, put up your feet and let everybody know what you're really about.
Yo.
So, I've been waiting for these to come in because it's just like, yo, most of the shit that I make, I just give away.
Bro, the other night when I was going through my rhyme book and I used 2 full pages for that shit, and I got so lost, I said I'm gonna end up using 10 more pages. I just got pissed off at myself. I'm like, oh man, you can't figure this out. It's not happening. I need more of a chalkboard. I was like, oh fuck.
Well, see, the thing is that I'm trying to do it as an exercise on a few different levels. So you can start to read and see things, how the upper structure communicates. You know, it's all
Definitely.
encoded for only those who know what they're looking at can see it, you know? So
Sure.
trying to just teach that, and then also trying to activate everybody's left and right hemispheres at the same time, because you have to be creative and logistic in order to figure out these codes.
No, it was fucking great. I got lost, but I did find and see half of these fucking codes, and that's what was so frustrating. Was it was right staring me in my fucking face. I knew that. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, no, it's dope, man, because I have a couple people who hit me, and they'll be like, oh, man, I was working on that shit all night, because they know what the point is. The point is to activate the left and right. That's the whole point. And, yo, Peja, ever since I've started, I've taken this turn into I'm no longer, like, you see my Instagram is pretty silent these days. I'm no longer exposing the demons and the devils and all that shit. It's already happened. You guys, if you don't know by now, after 2020, there's nothing I can tell you that's going to get you on that side of the fence, right? So now everything's a product of their environment. Everybody is in there. It's just a negative environment at all times, everywhere. So I'm just like, you know what? We're going to shift to the right and start it's all about positivity and shit. And P, if I don't have nothing positive to say, I just stay silent. And it's not like I'm scared of these fuckers or anything. I will call them out face to face. Everybody should know me. I am number one against these fucking baby raping, blood drinking assholes. Everybody knows that. But
Definitely.
it's time to make a shift, and it's also in what I consume. Dude, I don't watch fight videos on World Star anymore. I'm not even consuming any of this shit that's just being pumped into your face that just creates more.
No, it does. Definitely.
And you know what dude, ever since I stopped doing that, and dude, I get so much more shit done. I mean, I'm always busy, but even now I'm just like, I'm not wasting time doing anything. If I'm going to sit here and smoke blunts, I'm going to create content. This is what the Dour Hour is. I smoke blunts at 3 o'clock every day anyway. Well, let's fucking smoke.
There comes a point, in my opinion, there's so many rabbit holes, and once you go so deep, you realize there's no solution until there's a collective.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when there's no solution without a collective, the best thing you can do is just live your life, and it goes beyond the message. It's when people see, yo, this guy's doing something right. He's actually fucking happy. He's actually, you know what I mean? That's where it really comes into play, because you can't tell these, you can't. It's like trying to fucking speak a foreign language to somebody. You know what I mean? A lot of these people.
Well, what are the litmus tests?
The effort ends up being futile.
Exactly. What are the litmus tests from humans in modern day society is when you meet somebody for the first time, or you're introduced to somebody. After they say your name, the most likely thing to next come out of their mouth is, he does this, or they do this. And whenever you meet somebody, the first question out of their mouth is, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
So they can instantly judge you and give you a respect level based and an attention span based off of a category that they've already set. And people don't even do it on purpose.
But vibrationally speaking, that person himself limits himself, saying, oh yeah, I do this and I do that.
Well, it's not only that, it's just
that's
like
the first part to you.
It's just like
there's so much more layers to somebody than to just say, yeah, I'm an engineer, or I'm this, or I'm that.
It's like just test it out in the public. When you meet people and they ask you, what do you do? Just test them. Just be like, well, I'm unemployed right now, and just watch their face. Or the next person you meet, tell them that you're like a physicist. Really?
Well,
yeah, no, I graduated from MIT, blah, blah. Just fucking watch how they react. And it's just like, what the fuck, dude?
Back when I was managing, usually I'd manage the nightclubs on the weekends, and I'll do side gigs during the week. So anytime I'll tell somebody that, yeah, I'm managing this, or I'm managing a pub, or whatever, there's so much whatever. And then when I turn around and tell somebody I'm an artist now, they're like looking at me like I'm fucking psycho. Like, what? Huh? So you paint? Or what? You're a rapper?
You know what I'm going to start telling everybody I do when they ask? What do you do? I'm an OnlyFans. I'm an OnlyFans influencer.
Don't make the coffee come out of my nose, bro.
No, that's what I'm gonna tell people. Yeah, I get on there and
just reminded me of Benzino, man.
like fucking, every about once a week I get on there and do a helicopter video real quick. That's how I pay my rent. Like, I'm just gonna tell people dumb shit. Like,
oh my god, that's hilarious.
I mean, you know what? When I first linked up with P and Mobb Deep, and people would ask me, oh my god, what do you do? Of course, I wanted to tell them. Oh, I'm P's engineer. What? Boy, did I learn awfully quick not to say that shit to anybody.
Yeah.
If they're not, look for my OnlyFans account coming soon, everybody. If they're not in the music industry, then they just have a bunch of questions, and it becomes like an interview real quick. And I'm just like, especially after he's passed, it's so annoying.
Yeah, for sure.
But if they're in the music industry on any level, even if they, just make music in their basement by themselves, then they want to use you for something. Oh, your platform and your place in the totem pole's a lot higher than mine. How can I get myself up at least one more step? And it's just like, especially girls in the music industry, dude, never, because at some point they're going to think that you're going to end up mixing their records for free as a mixing engineer.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just like, I don't even like your music though. Shit. Fuck.
Yeah. Yo, I honestly was the other day I was listening to and I don't listen to them. When you're on the gram, you catch clips, right? So I catch a clip of Cardi B, I catch a clip of fucking, Megan Thee Stallion, I catch a clip of Lil' Kim. And yo, nobody can compare to Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown, they're in their own.
Yeah, they're legends.
Yeah. This is North and South. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to the rest and I'm like, holy fuck. You know what I'm saying? There's a million. There's a fucking million Nickies. There's a million Cardis. They could go and try to say they're original, but yo, bitch, there's a million of you, man. Don't fuck around. Just the same way there's a million girls look like you too. So I'm like, yo, there's a million girls sound like you, look like you, act like you, dress like you, talk like you. And it's not just because of you. They'd still be emulating that off of anybody else. And I literally sat in the corner and I'm like, oh my God, if it's not for Lauryn Hill, Santana Fox is the only female I have faith in at this point.
Well, yeah, wait.
I know there's a few females coming up. I know there's even a 1-2 from Canada, but yo, on the realest level, yo, Santana Fox is the only one, man.
Well, I mean, Rhapsody's pretty fucking dope. And there are a bunch of female rappers out there.
Oh, they are. Yeah, of course, she's dope
who
too.
Could really rap. Especially from my era, because they were rappers.
Yeah.
Jean Grey.
That's what I'm saying.
You had to what's that? Fuck! I smoked too much goddamn weed. I'm lying. That's not even a possibility. Raw Digga. They could fucking rap, yo. Like, they could really rap. Lady Luck. Yo, Lady Luck can rap, yo. Yep. So, and then when the new, rap.
Well, that's what I meant to say. Sorry. People the females that fall into Santana Fox's category. Yeah. But yo, outside of that, with this booty shaking and pussy talking and all this bullshit, like, how do you sexualize something that's already been sexualized so much?
Well, I mean, it's a two-prong approach to it. They're now into, you can recycle stuff from my generation. I'm 40. And then if I had kids, it would be all new to them. And they're not going to want to listen to the old version, but you can repackage it. The same way why they remake Ghostbusters and they remake all these things, because you're now introducing it to a younger audience and trying to get them hooked. Rap, more than any other genre of music, is a copycat game. If something's hot and it works, everybody who doesn't have any artistic integrity or whatnot is going to try to hop on that wave, because they're in music to try to be famous.
Everybody was trying to rap like Drake, and now everybody sounded like the baby. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, because it is. So I've always told everybody, just keep doing you. Everybody gets their shot. And your style might come in, and you might be the one who sets that style. But if you're following somebody, TVR, see you next time, homie. If you're following somebody, they're already there. You can't be Nicki Part 2. She's still there. She's still rapping.
Yep.
And it's like, all they had to do was make one of them. All they had to do was make one, and then then you could start making other clones. And then she, she's kind of at the end of her career arc, honestly, as a rapper.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and I don't mean it in a negative way. She could do her best to stay around as much as she wants, but it's just, I feel like it's just we're heading for a curve.
Well, they've already moved on from her. They replaced her with Cardi B. They don't need Nicki anymore.
Well, I mean, outside of that whole type of genre, I feel like, as long as Fox and other artists like her keep doing their thing, you know what I mean?
Well, there will always be artists out there that are doing their thing. The issue is, can you get that to a wide platform and audience so that it can be exposed? So the beauty of the internet is you can blow yourself up, man. It can happen, and it does. And honestly, almost all of the new artists that get signed have already made all the noise on their own, and then the label sees it like, oh, wow, look at all the spins they're getting, the plays, they're huge in North Carolina or whatever, and then they fuck with them. There is no, especially during the Roni, there's nobody out there, and we had a personal conversation about this. There's nobody out there that's searching for rappers just like, yo, son, you're nice, let's do something. That's not happening. They're hustling that.
They're not. Yeah. It's become such a hustle that there's nobody actually looking for true artists. It's just, what could you bring to the table now with that one hitter?
Well, it's not only that. You saw it personally, and I know I've spoken to at minimum 4 artists within the 333 who got contacted by major label rappers like, yo, son, I fuck with you. Yeah. I want to help you out. What's your budget? That's the next question. It's just like, I knew it. See, it's a mixtape hustle. They're recycling the mixtape hustle. Because back in my day, it was mixtape slots that you had to pay for.
That's exactly what it was.
And now that's all it is playlist slots.
But what's funny is, I saw all these rappers do this, and Eminem didn't post one of these once. But I see him doing tracks with fucking younger guys and bringing people out. We all know he brought out Joyner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jesse Reyes, whatever. So I'm just like, wow, like all you guys are posting these things, but the one nigga that's actually doing it is the one that's should be too busy to do anything for anybody.
Well, yeah, he's doing it because he loves rap. He really loves rap.
It's
the other
insane,
people are doing it because there's no show money popping right now, and they're trying to fill in that gap.
It's obvious, man. It's crazy. Shit the way it panned out.
I know a female rapper, my homie Lush from down in North Carolina. She got hit up by multiple industry rappers, and it was literally almost a copy, a cut and copy,
copy paste, yeah,
copy and paste fucking statement. Yo, I see you doing your thing. You're on the grind, blah. And I'm just like, yo, it's the same fucking thing from all of them. Yeah. And then it made me wonder, I wonder if these guys even know some of this shit has happened. Like Jadakiss is actively doing that. He does post in his story. He will post whoever.
Yeah.
But that's all you get out of it.
He's doing that to his own discretion, yeah.
Yeah, he still does it. Now, like the other ones, I don't even know, like Game and like all these other artists that are reaching out. I don't even know if they know this shit's going on.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
It's nuts, man. It's fucking nuts, man.
But it's all like it all of this is just things go to their capacity, right? So this bubble's about to burst just now, and I've seen a lot of artists call them out too. So it doesn't look good whenever you have a fucking mediocre rapper calling you out and going crazy, not stopping. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look good.
Nah, but people get desperate. Oh, yeah. If you're used to $3 billion a year because you do like 100 shows or whatever, and then all of a sudden you have a whole year where you're not making $3 million, and it's expensive to be a rapper, dude. There's a lot of expenses, especially independent. You're paying for everything. Yeah. Everything's coming out of pocket, so it is expensive. So then, it's just like with anything. If you work a job and you're getting $25 an hour, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, we either got to fire you or got to bump you down to like 15 something an hour. It just is what it is. It's just like, God damn, I'm making way less money now. I can't even afford rent. I have to move to a cheaper place now. Yep. Same thing's happening. It happens to athletes are the best example. They're used to making $5, $8, $10 million a year, and then their career ends, and within 5 years they're broke because that $10 million isn't coming in anymore. And those 4 Ferraris that you bought are really fucking expensive to maintain. And those 9 houses that you bought, now you can't afford them.
Definitely.
And it's
most
like
of the shit they buy depreciates with value too.
And that's another thing. They're not buying assets, they're buying liabilities.
Yep.
A Ferrari, unless it's like one of those ones that you can resell at auction that you can't even drive. You don't even get to drive the shit, right? That's not an asset, that's a liability. Insurance, repair, all of that, and a headlight in a Ferrari is going to be like 25 grand, dude. It's like,
Definitely.
be realistic about it. So instead, you should take your money and buy, assets, rental properties, small businesses, laundromats, things of this nature. Like, look, Shaq has never spent one penny of his NBA money.
Really?
Yep. He's only spent endorsement money. He has invested all of his NBA, literally not one penny of that
Bro,
$200 million.
The KFC endorsement with the fucking basketball and this big ass hand on half the ball. Yo, that was the best fucking endorsement. I love that one, man.
Dude, that one, he's part owner of Papa John's now. Peyton Manning and Papa John. Papa John got fired for being, a conservative political contributor.
I heard about that.
Yeah, you can't do that shit in the corporate world, homie. Shut the fuck up and get your money, man. And then Peyton Manning was just like, well, shit, I'm out. I'm out for this bread. And Shaq was just like, I'll take it. Boop.
Yo, I heard Shaq still has an unreleased verse from Biggie, and he's holding it.
It wouldn't surprise me. Shaq can rap.
Crazy.
And Shaq is Shaq, so like he was around. He was around all these people.
If somebody like Shaq is gonna hold a track for Big, there must be an entire album waiting.
Not really.
No.
Nah. And you have to think of the reason that you would hold that. You can't legally. He can't put that out.
No.
Biggie's mom is.
He would own it.
Nah, Biggie's mom is.
Biggie went to his studio. Oh, Biggie's mom.
Biggie's mom is never going to allow that shit to come out because it's his likeness. It's his. That's you. Even if Shaq paid for it, they still own the publishing rights.
No, I feel you. It's way bigger than people could think, man.
Yeah.
Really
So if you put it out, you're just gonna get sued and it's gonna get squashed.
You remember all the Pac's later albums had the foundation on the back of them, asking for the Santa Monica so they could build it. Yo, I noticed they pushed this foundation, and then it's like the foundation disappeared. And then I'm looking on the official Tupac, it says nothing about the foundation. I'm like, holy fuck. And digging into it made me realize how divided the estate is.
Yep. You got you get people
divided.
You get the family members who have, the family's best interest at mind, and then you get legals who they're doing their job, it's legal, and plus they probably have their own fucking agendas. And then you have to remember, we're talking about artists from the 90s, Pac, Biggie, Big L, P, all these people who have passed. Man, they were signed to like 6 different labels throughout their career, and this label might own these songs, and they might have sold them at auction to this guy who's in Canada that nobody even knows that he owns these shits. And now all of a sudden you get a call from his lawyers who are like, no, I own that shit. And it's just like, wait a minute, when did they sell that? Oh, now they auctioned that off at Sotheby's like 3 months ago and now look at it. People are actively selling their catalogs.
Now, yeah.
So that's going to create a big mess of people thinking that they own pieces of music and whatnot. There's going to be a lot of lawsuits involved with this shit. Because they're just like, Lil Wayne's like, fuck, take that. 20 million, give it to me.
200 mil, right?
I thought it was 20.
I thought it was 200.
If it's 200, it would make sense because we already had the conversation that if it's only 20, that means he didn't sell all of it. He only sold parts of it.
Yeah.
Which you can do. Here, you have, you own the rights to this song. It's a huge record, whatever. Yep. And he might have only sold what he owned of Drake and Nicki and just kept his own. Who knows? Yeah, Who fucking knows, dude?
Oh, for real.
I know that he thought he was going to go to jail for a while, and he was probably like, well, I'm not going to be making the couple million a year that I normally do. I better do that. And look at that. He just sold that, but we'll see if Trump pardons him or not.
Oh, God knows, man. It looks fishy too, because even before all this pandemic, a lot of people were selling their estates out in California like crazy, as if they knew something was going to happen. And I actually looked into it a little bit. Apparently, Celine Dion had a fucking $60 mansion, $60 million mansion, and she sold it for fucking 2.5 or something. Like when you see those price drops, it's very questionable. You know what I'm saying? So that.
Well, I mean, P. I've told the story before. P had the idea or the thought of selling your catalog like a long time ago. And people used to laugh at him like, that's just never going to happen. Who would fucking do that? And it's just like, why not get $10 million for it now instead of waiting for that music to eventually make $10 million over the next 20 years if it ever does get licensed in enough big things?
Of course.
You know, and it's just like, I was just like, dude, I understand completely. Get money, make moves with that, set yourself up, make more music. Fuck it, who cares?
Yo, what happened with the Voxonic shit?
See, I have no idea. I just know that Voxonic did not hold up their end of the deal once P went into prison, and it just became another legal shit, you know? It's always legal issues.
That's crazy, man.
It's hard when you get big enough in the industry because, all right, so it's this weird structure, Peja. It's like, when you first start out, it's all you and your people. It's your boys. They're the only people who support you. And then you might get somebody who's got some money that might throw it behind you and open some doors for you or whatnot, right? So then once you get big enough, it requires a bigger team. And now you're going to get people who are specialized in things like accounting and marketing and all this shit, right? But they all aren't there for you. They're not there. They weren't there in the beginning.
Yeah.
They weren't with you in the studio writing rhymes and rolling blunts and shit, right? So their motivation and interest lies elsewhere. And their loyalties too. And so does the label, right? All of that. And then whenever you get really fucking big, you're so big that you can put all your people in those positions because it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Jay-Z, Drake, these people will put their people. LeBron putting his homie as his manager or as his agent when he wasn't an agent. Like nah, fuck it, we'll figure it out. He'll learn. And now, Clutch Sports is one of the biggest agencies on the planet, right? And that happened because LeBron was just like, nah, I'm gonna just put my people on.
Yep.
You know, so it's crazy because it is your people in the beginning, and then you'll see who's really loyal to you and wants your best interest at mind, because once they can't like eat off of it for a while or they can't actually serve a function, so you got to be like, oh man, like this is a machine at this point. Like if you aren't part of the machine, then you know, just I got you, just let me build this for a while.
Definitely.
Your real homies will be like, yeah man, go get that shit, because they know once you get it all set, they're going to be set. The other ones will be like, they'll start falling off because they're not getting anything out of it anymore. So that lets you know that they were only there to try to get something out of the scenario anyway.
Yep.
And if you're a rapper or a producer or whatnot, and you get around somebody who really is, especially if they're not any good, they're just going to try to ride your talent to the next step forward, into the next door, right? Like, who do you know? Who can you be? You know, like, it's nuts, man. It's crabs in a bucket. It's crabs in a bucket.
Yo, did you get a chance to listen to that Oswin Benjamin album that came out?
No, I only listen to what I'm working on.
Oh, you're busy working.
Well, I mean, you could say that.
Okay.
We are actively, because I know that she said that it was going to come out on January 1st. But the EP, there was too much dope music to compress it down to a 5-song EP, so now it's an album.
Who, Fox?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
So we are actively in getting close to the finish line, people. So patience. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Because even I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? This is fucking dope as shit, man.
Yo, so remember you told me take your time with the project, right? Bro, I went from 13 tracks. I'm on 19 now. I might even add 20. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do?
Well, so, I mean, you also have to think attention span-wise. How long is your 19 to 20 tracks total?
Oh, some of them are full tracks. Some of them are just verses.
Well, so you have to think of, honestly, son, you got to think of...
It's pretty long, man.
Of compressing a project down to 20 to 45 minutes. And then just putting... you have too much, just use that for another part or another project, because...
I thought about it, but none of it really... They're all my beats, man. And it's like everything that I'm saying has to do with how I feel at this time. So I was just like, yo.
So then make it 2 parts and put out one now and then one in 2 weeks or whatever. You know, don't expect people to have the time or the attention span to be able to consume that much at once.
Oh no, not at all. I was honestly I I was moving forward knowing that this is going to be appreciated after the fact.
Well, I mean, you know, the biggest thing is, you know, you grow up listening to Mobb Deep music. It happens on Mobb Deep Monday and RIP TV all the time. I play something from the mid-'90s. You know, that shit is going to be 4 hooks and 3 verses and 6.5 minutes long. And even I'm just like, yo, this shit is long as fuck now. Play anything now. Even P, I remember when he made the adjustment, because when he got out of prison, he was still writing 3 verses to everything the whole time he was locked up. And then when French Montana came to the studio, French was doing 12-bar verses, you know, and things we just had to sit down and Waka came and he was doing short verses, you know.
Yo, these guys always used to come to my clubs, eh?
Yeah.
And yo, one of the last parties I did, I think it was 2018. So him, Drake, a bunch of basketball players, whatever. I don't know who else. But it was too much balls, not enough girls. And bro, they're throwing ones, and the whole time I'm telling my guys, yo, don't worry, you're gonna grab those fucking ones later, bro. Just chill. You put up with the bullshit, there's at least $300 in ones there. Oh, come to find, after these niggas grab all the ones and they come to me with their fucking sad ass faces, the money's fake. I'm like, oh my God. These fucking guys, bro.
It's all
rich people at a table and they're throwing fake fucking ones for the camera. I'm like, yo.
All of it. It's all an image,
and not
dude.
one of them tipped my homies. Not one of them tipped my guys. Nothing. They have to have a pair of tits to tip. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, poor guys worked their whole ass off for the whole night. Got fucking bullied by these big ass fucking security. You know, when those nights happen, there's extra fucking security that's not part of my security, right?
Yeah.
So they're getting elbowed by those niggas and the niggas that think they're something. And it's such a show to see, you know what I mean? More times niggas just stand on the couch because they're worried about people touching their chain. But it's funny whenever you see these niggas standing and they act like they're having a good time, but they're really just trapped and they can't fucking move.
Dude, see, you've seen it then.
To get snatched.
They are trapped in that
I
little.
used to work the club, so it was, if I'm moving you can't elbow me. I'm elbowing you back, and if you touch me, you're getting fucking pounded by my guys.
So you've got to see it firsthand that, you know, you get your little VIP section, you get your tables, and your booth, and there's one way into your section and one way out, and you are literally.
The story is so ridiculous. I can't even finish it on this. I have to finish it private.
Yeah, dude, they're literally standing. You're just standing on couches. Everyone's standing there. Nobody's having fun.
Nobody's
enjoying themselves. Everyone's just looking at their phone all fucking day. It's miserable, yo. And then you got the people who are just normal, who are having the time in their fucking life because they're like, I can't believe all these people are here. It's like, it's crazy, man. So,
it's hilarious, man.
So, 2 thoughts on that. Me and P used to go out literally every fucking night for like 2 years straight. It was Israel, what up, man? It was nuts, like constantly out. And it's P, man. It would just be me and him. There's no security. There's no driver. There's no nobody. Yo, he used to tell everybody I was an Australian UFC fighter and that I was his security.
Yo, this guy's a joker.
Because I had the ill mohawk back then, and plus I was like still in football shape. Like I was like in football shape, and like you said,
I think I saw one of the pictures.
Yeah, it's like you got like there's only that one entrance into the little fucking your little booth, right? So I would just stand right in that entrance with my arms crossed and just stare at people, and everyone who would come up, I'd just look at them and go, and they would just leave. Hilarious. And P was just like, yo, you're the illest security guard ever, because everyone just walks away. I'm just like, I don't even know how it works, dude. Like, all these big, giant security guards are always, like, trying to muscle people. Be like, yo, P, picture with you real quick, blah, blah, blah. Whoever it is would be like, yo, big bro, let me talk to P. And it's just like, none of that with me. And they would just leave. Shit was... And then, I didn't even know that he was telling people that for, like, months.
Wow.
And then he told me one day, I was just like... Then a whole lot of shit started to make sense. Like the looks that people were giving me and like all this shit. There was people sizing me up. They were probably UFC fighters too, and they wanted to test their skills or whatnot. I'm just like, wow. There might be people who tried to go and look me up who are UFC fans. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, it was really, really fucking hilarious, man. But that whole standing on the couch shit, man, that shit is so corny. That shit is so stupid.
It really is, man.
So just for the show of things, me and P are out at Griffin. and Flow Rider is there, and he has the booth like right across from us, and he's got probably 15 to 25 bottles on his table, and he doesn't even drink.
Yep.
So he gets up and leaves, and there's like 90% of them haven't even been opened yet.
Yep.
Since we know the club owners and everything, we were talking to them afterwards, because I was just like, yo, what the? He just literally, I was like, yo, what do you guys do with those? He just, honestly, we just put them back in the stock and resell them again. Like, who gives a fuck? The ones that are open,
remarried, bro.
Yeah, the ones who are open, you know, some bottle rats will come by and snipe that shit. Who cares? It's already paid for, right? And come to find out, like, he don't drink at all. He literally said, nah, it's only for the look. You know, because he didn't even have people with him. It wasn't like they were all drinking. It was literally just for the gram.
Oh, of course.
For all that shit. Yo, it was $300,000 worth of alcohol.
I'm not surprised.
Because you know how the club bottles, man, $1,000 a pop, all that dumb shit.
We had Usher for one night. It was funny, man. Like, man, we had Usher for one night, and they spent about $20,000 on the temporary renovation because the place didn't look good enough for him. And then they gave him 50 bands cash for, I don't know, an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. He didn't even rhyme. He didn't say one thing. I think he just said good evening, and that was it. But I never seen bitches go crazy like that in my life. It would literally take 45 minutes to cross 15, 20 feet, bro. That's how much bitches there were. And he didn't drink, bro. He had a good, 5-10 grand liquor. He didn't drink one drop. It was all for his people.
Yeah. Yo, crazy. So I used to work with a singer from Europe, and she was very wealthy. Family money. Her father was extremely famous. And she's a very, very hard worker. I always told everyone she will do 1,000 takes. It doesn't matter if she can't sing. She will do it till it sounds right?
Yeah.
And so for her birthday, this shit was so retarded. She rents a limo. She hires paparazzi to be at the club waiting for her to pull up. This is New York. It's not a paparazzi town. This isn't LA, right? So you pull up to the club, and of course it's like, it was at Kiss and Fly, which is ultra stupid expensive and exclusive, right?
Okay.
And we pull up, and there's this line of everybody who's always trying to get into the exclusive club who probably won't get in, right? And they're all like, oh, who is this? Because there's like literally like multiple people taking, and I think she even hired people to act like fans. And so we go in, and it's me, and Nice was with me, and like there was a couple of Mob Deep people because she fucked with the mob, right? And we were dressed literally like this. This is not the type of place that allows that shit. And they were like, no, you people, there's too many of you. She already had a table. You know, she paid like 10 grand for the table or something stupid.
Wow.
Yeah, it was retarded, dude. And they're like, you cannot get in like that. She just goes, how much? And the guy looked at her. He was just like, it was a couple $1,000 she handed him on the spot to let us in wearing hoodies and shit. And he was just like, whatever. So we go in, and we're waiting for, she ordered like so many bottles. I think the bottle of Cristal was like 3 grand or something stupid, something crazy. And we're sitting there waiting. And I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm going to the bar, man. I need some Henny. This is back when I actually drank. So I go to the bar. I'm like, yo, give me a glass of Henny on some ice, please. And I assume since where we were at, it was going to be more than 20. Like, I get it. So I put up 2 20s on the table or on the bar. And she's like, thank you. And I was just like, oh, it's one of these places. Yo, within like 20 minutes, Russell Simmons was in there at our table. Zab Judah. Roxy Reynolds, the porn star, was part. It was
wow,
dude. It was
no way, yo. I used to crush on that bitch. Holy,
dude, it was nuts, yo. And there's just she paid for everything. I know just for the image that she had to have dropped like 50 grand that night.
Easily.
Yo, as a matter of fact, me, her, and her assistant went to dinner before we went out because I was friends with her assistant and introduced them, and that's how he got hired. And she bought herself a pair of, I think it was like $3,000 heels for the party.
Okay.
This is how image conscious she is. She gave them to me and said, all right, so whenever we get to the club and whatever, before everything happens, I get my cake, I want you to give these to me like you bought them for me for my birthday.
Hilarious.
I was just like, okay, whatever. Because, everybody was just like, yo, son, that's dope, man. It's like, all these girls were like, what the fuck? I was just like, sure, but that's how.
You wasn't lying about these high-end bitches you was talking about, eh?
Yeah, man, it's a whole different world.
That's an expensive fucking club, man. Like, the Toronto can't afford those numbers, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like there's no Toronto never. In the best club in Toronto, you're not gonna find that unless it's some private party shit.
That's what I'm saying. Look, you got Russell Simmons is in there, like, and when me and P would go there was never a time that Busta Rhymes wasn't there at the bar by himself drinking tequila. Every goddamn time. And he would send double shots to both of us. Until I hate tequila, so after the second one, I'd be like, oh, I'm good. And they would just keep coming, dude. He never stopped. I hated hanging out with Busta Rhymes, man. I tell people that all the time, like, because I don't drink. I hated it. Because you feel like, I mean, come on, man. You're a man. There's egos involved. These are all alpha males. Like, oh, no, come on. They're all, it's just like, I can't bow out too early.
No, I used to be able to get away with it because I'll tell them niggas I'm working, right? So yeah, and then afterwards, right when we lock the doors, I'm rolling up my spliff. So if anybody's chilling, it's like, yo, I'm smoking now. I don't.
So a funny club story that involves your native Jesus, Drake himself.
I dealt with him in the clubs enough times.
So P clearly does not like Drake and never did. I've said this numerous times.
I heard about it I read about it in the book with the fucking NBA game at the Raptors game.
Yeah.
And of course, bro, nobody should be watching anybody that tough without sending a salute and acting normal, bro.
Yeah, just one drink. Come on, man. How am I giving you drinks?
Especially where P comes from.
Dude, Peja, how the fuck am I getting drinks to P in the VIP at a Raptors game when I'm in Queens, New York, and Drake couldn't give him a drink from across the fucking court? So anyway, this is post that, so P's really salty about the whole scenario now. Like, yo, fuck this dude, right? So, Drake was performing at Flash Factory, which was like the new... Yeah, I see it. His shit is frozen. It'll pop back in. So anyway, there it goes. Drake was performing at Flash Factory, which was like the new it club in New York. Because, the clubs in New York are only going to, it's only going to be it for about a year, maybe two, and then it's going to be something new. Because now everyone who's not in that group, that scene, has now found out about it, and they're trying to get in there. So everybody who's in the scene migrates and starts a new one somewhere, right?
Yeah, everybody just wants to know where the new club is. That's why.
Yeah, no, it's stupid, man. So you end up... You still end up just hanging out with the same fucking people in every club anyway, dude. It's so stupid. Everywhere the city I go,
they're across the street if they're not there.
Yeah, that's it. That I see the same hoes, man. That shit is a real song, man. That shit is for real. They wasn't. So anyway, Drake is performing. Now you want to talk about Usher and girls going crazy, dude. I have never seen human beings react to another human in person like that in my life. These girls.
Really? What year was this?
So you're about 5 years ago. So Drake's literally at his peak.
Okay.
Like at his peak in the world.
Bro, the first 1, 2, 3 OVOs was nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the girls were passing out. They were taking off their shirts, throwing their bras at him and shit. And I'm just like, yo, this is like some Rolling Stones, like real rock star shit, man. This is crazy. So he gets up and he literally stands on the DJ table as he's performing. Because there's no stage. But, somehow they booked him, whatever. And, dude, it's packed. Fat Joe, Future, like, Drake's Pop was there. Like, there's so many rappers and basketball players there. Yep. Like, so many of them. And Pete knew the owner. So we used to go literally almost every day. It was just like, whatever, you want to go to Flash Factory?
When you know the owner.
So Pete's just like, yo, come on, son, let's go out. So this is one of those covert missions where we're really going with just the two of us. No need to bring the squad and make a bunch of noise in a big scene. Hey, you're not all getting in this environment tonight. Sorry, guys. I don't care if we know them or not. So And the owner's box, dude, he's like, he was friends with all these models, so every time you went up there, it was just fucking,
Bitches.
nah, just fucking 6 foot tall females everywhere, dude. Like, they're all fucking, like, you know, like the real models. It's just like, damn, dude, this is fucking incredible. I'm so short. Right? So, Drake is performing, and we kind of, like, walked in unassuming and worked our way up to the owner's box, and it's literally right behind the DJ table. So Drake is standing like 6 feet in front of us performing, and he shouts out every fucking rapper in the room. Yo, Fat Joe, I see you, Future, blah, blah, blah. Every single one. Kevin Durant. He just started going through all the basketball players. Doesn't say shit about P. Starts performing again, right? And now P, at this point, had even walked in front of me, and he's standing like 4 feet behind him by himself like this.
Hilarious.
And Drake's performing, and he looks over his shoulder, and he just goes, he literally stops and goes, oh, shit. Legendary. And then went and performed again. So, yo, that shit was so goddamn funny. Dude, these are like the priceless moments I will never forget, because it was just me and him. And then
fucking jokes.
And then see, this is what you have when you have Total Recall, and I remember everything, because immediately afterwards, B Gold, the clothing designer, showed up, because I heard him yelling, yo, Joe, get me up there, because B Gold's friends with all the models. He's a clothing designer, and he brings them all with him. So it's just like, yeah, more models. They're never going to say no to this. So Tyson, and if anybody is deep enough into the Mobb Deep universe, they know who Dubs is. Tyson somehow knows every artist who has ever performed. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. He knows all of them. Every time they're in New York, they're always just like, oh, Dubs, what up? I'm just like, how? Dude, it never fails. In every genre of music, it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, Dubs comes and grabs P. He's just like, yo, P, go on, come, let's go talk to Future real quick. And it's just like, he grabs us, and we just started making the rounds and hitting every table. Fat Joe, Future. Future's security didn't even stop Tyson. Didn't even try to. He just walked with us, including myself, right up to Future. Future was by him. You know, at that level, he doesn't even have anybody in his booth. It's just him. Mm-hmm. And I asked Tyson, I was just like, yo, do you know him? He's just like, no, I just met him tonight, God. I'm just like, how the fuck do you do this? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So anyway, we hit Future, we hit Fat Joe. I see Drake's Pop has his own table, and he had about 30 girls with him, and they were all like 20 years old. It was a huge mustache. And then we get over to Drake's table, and then they had to speak. And it was really, for me, it was awesome. And I know for P, it was entertaining. But it was really awkward for Drake, and you could tell.
Please relay the conversation.
Well, it wasn't much of a conversation outside of, you know, oh, it's good to see you, blah, 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 legendary, because P always told me the first time he met Drake, Drake actually got down and bowed to him.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this.
Back when,
and
before,
P wasn't on that bullshit.
Yeah, before Drake ever got, like, when he was just ghostwriting for Wayne and he just got on, he actually bowed to him and was just like, oh my God, P, like the God. So that's why it's so weird that he's right there and you didn't send him a drink from across the goddamn court. So, it was really weird, but
I wouldn't even be surprised at that time if he probably didn't even have the power to at that time, man. That was really early in his career at that time, if I remember correctly. That basketball game, no?
Nah, Drake was, you know, courtside at the Raptors games all the time at this point. Like, Drake was Drake, you know.
That wasn't the first 4 years?
Nah, the first time he met him, Drake had just got on. This was years later, and it's just like, yo, you was bowing to me the first time I met you, and now you won't even. P said he didn't even.
I thought that basketball game altercation was like second, third year OVO fest shit.
Nah. This is, you know, like Drake was Drake. Like,
wow.
So that's why it was so weird. So the real funny,
even more weird.
Yeah,
wow.
Nah, that's why it's so weird. So the real funny part about it is, like I said, I wasn't part of the conversation, and I'm not going to be like, yo, what did he say? What did he say? The only thing that P said, he was just like, he's like, yo, that was really fucking weird, man. I was like, what's up? He's just like, I felt like he was trying to thumb wrestle me. He's like, when I shook his hand, he like kept trying to put his thumb over top of mine.
Oh, he was trying to do the fucking the handshake.
We know that.
It's a Toronto handshake. That's hilarious.
See, I don't know what the Toronto handshake is, and neither does P.
No, but at the same time, there's many different types of handshakes you could do if you're really from Toronto. So he was probably stuck trying to do the one and didn't know what else to do, and it just became awkward because if you don't know what you're doing, somebody like P is gonna be like, "What the fuck? What are you trying to thumb wrestle?" So
that's what we always said, dude.
That's hilarious.
So the funny part is, I always used to say, I was just like, yo, son, he was trying to thumb wrestle you. He was just like, yo, that's fucking hilarious. So I was just like, yo, that's that Illuminati shit. He was trying to see what level you're on. And he's just like, nah, it ain't even like that. He's like, it was even weirder. There was some weirdo shit, son. I said, yo, Drake got you, son. Your thumb is now in the Illuminati. I said, they're going to get you one piece at a time, son. I said, yo, did he win? I was like, yo, when you thumb wrestled, did he win? He's like, no, because when he grabbed my thumb, I just pulled my shit out of there real quick. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Yo, when I met Usher, oh my God. When I met Usher, I considered doing this, and I said, no, he's going to think it's fucking weird if he doesn't know what it is. So I snapped. When you go around somebody's hand, you could snap. So I snapped instead, and he gave me a look like, how the fuck do you know this handshake? And when I was leaving, he snapped first before I could pop it off. So it was cool. But what's funny is I could see myself trying to do that with Usher, and he'll do the same thing and pull his hand away. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, so explain to me what this Toronto handshake is with the thumb then, because this is news to me.
It's basically, it started in the block where it's like, when niggas get hype, right? So niggas get hype that they want to see, that they see each other. And it's like a quick little thumb wrestle, and niggas just push each other's thumb and then finish up the handshake. It's weird, but when you see it, it's like whatever. It's weird as shit. I like the snap better.
What the fuck?
Certain niggas do it, right? So sometimes I get stuck doing it with certain people because they push it, they force it on me, right? But Toronto's, bro, you hear the way these guys talk sometimes.
Oh my God, P.
Everything here is some weird
P,
shit.
I know you're watching this on a whole different plane and you're laughing, but man, do I wish you could have heard this explanation while you were still here. Because, dude, we were so confused for years. That was an inside joke with us.
When I meet you one day, I'm going to show you the handshake and you're going to laugh.
Dude, within the tightest of P circle, like, you know, Tay, Shock, me, you know, like the closest people. That shit was an inside joke that has been running for years.
Poor Drake, man. I think he's a weirdo. I have respect for him. I think he's a weirdo, but that shit is hilarious, bro. That shit's hilarious.
Yo, son.
So I told you I dealt with these guys enough, right? So, you know, Rick Ross, whatever. But I dealt with so many celebrities. So I've set up a few of Drake's tables, and this one time I was setting up the table was bro. The entourage was small. It was second, third year OVO. There's maybe like, I don't know, 15 bitches and maybe 10, 15 guys. That's it. 30 people, you know what I'm saying? Around the table. So I get in there with my bottles. I'm not worried about my security. I start elbowing these niggas with the bottles and whatever. Get the fuck out of the way. Watch the fuck out. And these niggas, you know, they'll look at me like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But then when they see I have the bottles, you're not going to fight the guy that's bringing your bottle. So, boom. They want to do something, and then they realize they can't, and then the one guy that puts his arm around me is from my neighborhood. So boom, he grabs me. Drake is DJing, just like 5, 6 feet away, same way, and he's like, "Yo, this is Peja, bro," as if they were talking about me. And there's a story before this that I have to tell you off camera. And so, an hour or two goes by, whatever. Time comes when they're leaving now. Drake tries to say goodbye to me properly, and the poor guy got through, and my security grabbed him when he came close to me and put him through the fucking wall like Terminator, bro. I guarantee you on fucking God, nobody, I swear to God on my soul, nobody ever fucking threw anybody in a wall like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was I have all the money and all the bottle service girls, and I'm running the fucking floor. So yeah, anybody comes close to me, my security don't like you, it's a problem. But that guy just didn't like him. He wanted to put hands on him. So anybody could tell that this is not a dangerous situation. The nigga just wants to say later. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, right when we're supposed to talk, my security grabs him. What the fuck are you doing? Throws him in the fucking wall. bro, the man didn't. He was caught off guard to such an extent. He was just like, "Yo, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? And I'm younger than these guys a little bit, so when I'm seeing the situation, I'm like, "Bro, come on, you could have defended yourself a little bit, bro." Like the man was completely in the wrong, man. Like if anybody's in the wrong like that, you gotta be like, "Yo, what did I do wrong, right? What warranted that?" Bro, the man was so like, it's respectful, but bro, me being younger, I'm like, yo, you just bitched out, man. I don't even know if I should give you a bottle or laugh at you. What's going on? So I let the situation just play out, and I didn't fucking go talk to him after. And I feel like, man, he has all the right the rest of his life to hate me just for that, bro. That's how, you know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Word.
Crazy.
So, I got another funny club story. I just got to piece together all the details through the fog of migraines and weed smoke that I've been in the last week. But yo, the club life, yo, I do not envy anybody who works in that shit at all. Especially
Yo, the only good thing is being able to run a business like that. Like I know from the ground up, from the top down, how to make 50, 60, 70, 100K or more in one fucking night. You know what I'm saying? Consecutive.
All right, so Chakes, R.I.P. to my homie Chakes. Chakes was having his album, whatever, release party, and he had it at this strip club in Queens that is like one of those clubs that's got like fucking 20 poles in it, man. There's girls all over the fucking place. It's just not one. They're everywhere. Like, it's a mega strip club, right? And he's just like, yo, P, you know, come through, blah, blah, blah. So we get there, and it is packed. There are so many fucking people. There's just money flying all over the goddamn place. And I look up, and there's the VIP section is like the king of the castle, literally. It's like almost a whole staircase above the rest of them, and you're just literally looking out over the whole rest of the club.
Dope.
And I see Chinks up there, and you know, we walk in, he's just like, yo, P, acknowledges everybody, and then all of a sudden, they just start breaking out the stacks. And when I say stacks, you know that strip club stack of 1,000 ones vacuum packed together that's this fucking tall.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know how many of them they had, but I never stopped seeing them open them up. They weren't like this. There was none of this. There wasn't even this. They were literally ripping it open and just going,
wow,
1,000 in the air at a
blow
time.
around.
Dude,
Wow.
It looked like a blizzard of ones, but here's the funny part. It turned into an all-out stripper war.
Really?
Dude, those strippers...
They went crazy.
It turned into a fight. There was so much money, they were literally fighting each other.
Wow.
Like, it was the craziest thing I have ever seen in a strip club in my life. And I've seen some wild shit in a strip club, dude. They're strip clubs.
And there's still ones they're fighting for.
Ones. Yo, this place, they must have known what time it was because they all had, like, Gucci backpacks on, butt naked with Gucci backpacks on.
Wow.
And they're just literally, they were crawling on their hands and knees, dude. Fighting. There was weaves getting pulled, punches. I seen people get bit. There was a dude that got too close and he actually got bit on his leg.
Wow.
Dude, it was like a pig pen. And they hadn't been fed. It was an absolute brawl. It was hysterical. Me and P were dying. I was just like, I have never seen anything like this in my life, yo. They were literally biting each other. Just fistfuls of ones going in the backpack. Just backpacks and heels. That was it. That's all they had on. But they were all crawling on their hands and knees because the heels were too much. They couldn't move quick, dude. It was, and then the whole time, more money's just raining upon this brawl of strippers. Dude, it's the most unique thing I've ever seen.
No, I bet. Yo, you remind me. So you know, Rick Ross been in the game for a long time, right? And he came out with the Hustlin'.
Yeah.
Hustlin' was huge. And we had him at one of the clubs here. So he came through one night and bro, nobody gave a shit about him. He sold tickets like crazy, but nobody gave a damn about him, bro. You know, it was just literally the hype behind the fact that it's a new artist, it's a new song. Nobody cared about him at all, though. So he's literally sitting in this booth alone. He was really overweight at that time. Really big.
Yeah.
Like a big pun sitting on the couch, bro. There's no room for the chick, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he's sitting there, half an hour, 45 minutes goes by, and I'm getting messages. Niggas is telling me, yo, he wants strippers. And then I'm like, yo, don't fucking bother me. I'm busy with the bar. Go fucking make a call, bro. You know what I'm saying? So these guys start trying to call strippers. I don't know, one of the promoters, owners, I don't know who. They tried to bring it to me. I was too busy. So boom, they're trying to call strippers. Strippers don't want to come through. They're trying to call hoes. Hoes don't want it. Bro, he was so big, not one bitch wanted to sit beside him, not even for money. It was insane, bro. Insane, yo. God bless the man in his hustle, bro. I couldn't believe it. Like, yo, the man left, got disrespected when he left. They treated him like shit. Not just the fact that the girls didn't come. Like, it was basically because that situation didn't play out, everybody else is looking at him like a fucking loser. So, bro, he ends up leaving now, and I literally like, yo, the man left like with his head down like this. You know what I'm saying? And I seen this from Fat Man Scoop too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, Fat Man Scoop is at my bar. I don't even realize it's him until fucking the last minute. And he's standing there like, what the fuck am I doing here, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, they're treating him like a nobody. And I'm like, wow. And they play this man's song every night on the playlist, bro. You know, bro. Fat Man Scoop, every club, every night on the playlist. So I'm just looking at it like, wow, the way that the industry is and how the light has to be shining on you. It blew my mind, bro. Like, bro, any girls now, bro, Rick Ross a lineup, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So I've seen promoters.
Crazy overnight, man, when things could change.
Promoters will book Mobb Deep, and you know they're seasoned vets. Now you have to pay us up front to do this show. Like, this is on you. This isn't, you know, whatever. So they get whatever they charge for a show, and the promoter have no idea what the fuck he's doing, or book them and 3 days later try to put it on a show in 3 days somewhere, and nobody knows. There's no marketing, no advertisement. Nobody knows. And then you go there, and there's like the friends of the promoter, and he's out like however much they charge. You know, these rappers charge like 20, 30, 40 grand or whatever, and he's out that because 11 people showed up. Pete was always just like, yo, I look at these like practice. I got paid a full rate to do this. I don't care who's there.
Regardless. Hell yeah. Somebody like P for sure.
Nah, he's like, yo, I might add a couple like new joints in the thing just to like practice some performing and whatnot. I'm just gonna practice.
Yep.
No, we did one in Harlem, dude. No one showed up. That promoter was just like, man, I thought that everybody would show up if they saw their name outside the club. It's just like, did you even tell anybody? And he's like, nah. It's like no radio ads, no nothing. Like nobody in Harlem. This is Harlem. This isn't Queens. This is Harlem, dude. Like nobody up here knew this was happening. There was so few people at that show that Pete actually sat down and did the whole thing. He just sat on the front of the stage, and Hav sat on the speaker, and it was like an a cappella show.
And Hav was there too?
Yeah, it was a Mobb Deep show.
A Mobb Deep show. Wow. That's fucking crazy. It's happened to us, but, you know, in this time and era now, it was fucking, you know, house DJs and shit like that. They'll book some fucking house DJ for 25, 30 fucking grand and think, oh, just because he's some fucking house DJ from UK, he's going to pull heads here. Without doing the right promo, the club's empty and they still have to pay him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, now you got the benefit of social media. It makes, like, the marketing so much easier and instantaneous, and it doesn't cost anything. You know, you can put up 100 ads a day on the same show. Just keep blasting it. So, and then there's sales portals and all that thing. But yeah, the old way, man. Woo, boy, if you didn't think if you couldn't cover your costs, man, what are you doing, man? I've seen people lose tens of thousands just because they didn't know what they were doing. They had some money from hustling or whatever, and they're just let's do this show. Let's try to clean this money, turn that 20 into 30 or whatever. And
no, niggas don't understand. Yo, door money, bottle service money, bar money, extra door money, like
your own security, who's coming with you.
There's so much different ways to make money in the club, bro.
And it also depends on who the artist is and what they also want to come to that place and thing. You might have to spend an extra 5-10 grand just to get them food and liquor and all the shit that they want. Ugh.
Some of these riders were ridiculous, man. It would happen sometimes. They would ask for fucking blue M&Ms or whatever, and just to make sure that everything is on point.
All right, so for those who don't know, the rider sheet is the list of things that you want in the green room when you walk through the door, provided by the venue. All right, so A long time ago, there was a rumor it was either Mariah Carey or somebody that they were so bougie that they didn't want any blue M&Ms in their M&Ms because that's not the original M&Ms. They weren't being bougie. That's a trick. You put that bowl of M&Ms somewhere near the bottom of the list and say no blue M&Ms. If you walk in the room and you look and there's a bowl of M&Ms down there with no blue M&Ms, you don't even have to question the rest of it. They took care of everything. If there's fucking blue M&Ms or no bowl of M&Ms, you're in for some shit, man. You got some bad promoters. It's going to be a shit show. Go get your money now. That was a sign, like, oh shit, somebody go get the money now. Get it ahead of time. I don't give a fuck. Or we're not performing.
Exactly.
Little tricks like that, man. It's crazy. And then you see how the world depicted those people. Oh, they're such a diva. No, that's genius. That's fucking genius.
No, the diva shit would happen during the night.
Yeah.
Whenever they're bugging people for a million fucking things. That's what it'll be. And usually dealing with the situation in Toronto, these guys just wanted to do drugs and they wanted somebody to find them the blow or make sure that the coast was clear, and that was literally it. They would ask for all these bullshits while they get this shit happening, so they make sure that they know the traffic that's going on. That's all.
Yeah, man. And then, the bigger the show, the more people involved, the more people you have to go through for the people who are in charge or who matter to get the things they want. They tell this person, and he runs and tells this person. This person tells this person, and he's got to go find this person, and this person got to go find this person. It never gets done, and it's a fucking shit show. And backstage is no fun whatsoever when you are a professional. When you're first coming up, that shit is awesome. Yeah, man, it's part of this drink. Let's pregame. There's not a media crush. You don't have to do interviews, radio spots, or anything before the show. You don't have to do anything. You're just relaxing and whatnot, and it's just you and a couple people. Once you start getting big, and then those rooms start getting full of a whole lot of fucking people, and you're just like, who are all these people, man? It's 1,000 people back here, and it's mob deep. If there was ever an artist that had 1,000 people already with them, it's them. There's always 1,000 fucking people. Look at the Loud 25th anniversary show. If you watch that, Fat Joe and Remy performed before Hav did and Noid, right? With Tay. And so they brought out the Locks as a special guest at the end of their set. And we were beside the stage waiting to go out. If you look at that, in the beginning of their set, there's about the stage is huge. There's about 3 or 4 people on the risers in the back just chilling. As their set goes on, you start to see more and more people. Not too many, but it starts to get some people back there, and you can notice it. Those aren't those people. There were so many of us that we couldn't all fit on the side of the stage, and people just started to spill up there already. So the security guy looks and he goes, yo, who the fuck are all these people? And the other guy goes, it's mob deep. It's always like this. Dude, there were so many of us. So then you see the show starts and having Noid come out, and 10 seconds behind, you just see 200 people come and stand behind the stage. The whole thing was just full of people. Wow. And that's how it always was with us.
Yo, let me ask you, do you think, and you don't have to answer, but do you think because the book was so controversial that's why maybe everybody's kind of all hush about Hegelian?
Well, now those are two completely different factions. Hegelian's a book of knowledge. Book,
I know, but I mean, listening to the book, and if you were anybody that he talked about in the book, you might be like, oh, fuck this guy for the rest of your life.
That's already happened. That already happened whenever the whole Jay-Z thing happened. That immediately happened. And then you got to look at the power and influence of Jay-Z.
And the trickle-down, exactly.
And the trickle-down effect. Because there might be people who have nothing to do with either side, but it will benefit their career if they side with this side because... that's the one getting money inside of deals and doing all this shit and doing the blacklisting, right? So the book did piss a lot of people off.
Bro, I watched something about Irv Gotti talking about when he had DMX and Jay-Z on the same track with Mike Geronimo, and he was talking about how competitive they were and the whole, you think he's better than me and all this shit, you know what I mean? And on the Drink Chaps in the little 1-2 minute that I saw the clip, it really showed how competitive rappers are and how egotistical rappers are, right? And seeing that situation, it really refreshed the whole P situation. And if that was the case with Jay-Z and DMX for 2 seconds, imagine what it was really like between Jay-Z and P, for example.
Yeah, of course. Of
You know what I'm
course.
saying?
So Jay-Z's the type of human being that will never give you an actual compliment unless it's going to benefit it somehow. It's always going to be like backhanded. So you just have to learn to read the language. So he did say it in an interview. At one time, Prodigy was almost the greatest rapper alive. At one time, he was almost. Look how you danced around that so that you could protect your own ego.
Man.
So if you know a fragile human being who's going to speak in those terms, that lets you know that even Jay knew that during that infamous Hell on Earth time period, murder music, HNIC, nobody was touching P. Nobody.
No, of course not. Of course not. And salute to Hove regardless. But to be fair, like, I kind of miss that shit. How competitive hip hop was, and how it's really not anymore now. Like,
well, the competitiveness has gone on to materialism and sales and numbers. It's not who's the best rapper, because every fucking rapper that comes out is just like, yo, I'm the GOAT.
No, yeah, and being the best was being the best verse for verse back in the day. It wasn't just, you know what I mean, doing one project or and claiming it or whatever. Like, it was really, how much can you go?
Yo, you would see, like, in my generation, all the top artists would be like, yo, I'm top 5. Nobody ever was like, yo, I'm the greatest rapper alive.
No, never.
You would let other people say that.
Yeah, of course.
These artists, I've heard G Herbo just said he's the greatest rapper who's ever lived. Fucking, who else just said? The Baby said he's the greatest rapper alive. And it's just like they all say it, and it's just like, you're not. You're not even the best rapper who has Baby in his name. Like, let's be realistic here. They all do it. Every one of them, every time, oh, I'm the greatest who's ever lived. Oh my God, I'm a fucking genius. You see my bars? Well, let other people say that, and then I'll take you serious. You don't see Kendrick out there being like, yo, I'm the greatest fucking rapper there is. Well, he is right now.
Yep.
Well, especially for that like two to 3 album run, nobody was touching him. You know, so just let other people say it.
Kendrick is amazing, man.
Yeah, P would always be like, yeah, top 5. Well, yeah, we know you're top 5, P. We get it. That's understandable. Everyone else has said that, so we get it. But to be like, yo, I'm the greatest.
I had no idea the catalog until I was forced to look at the catalog, and I still haven't even gone through half of it, bro. It's still, so much of it is new to me. It's insane, man.
It's like the LeBron and Jordan thing, right? Jordan has never once called himself publicly the greatest of all time. He knows he is. Like, come on, you know it, dude. You know it. Yeah. But he's never publicly said that. And he's always said, especially at this age, that's other people's opinion. I can't. That's for them to have that discussion. LeBron has openly said multiple times in interviews and his barbershop show, yo, I'm the greatest of all time. So,
Word.
I'm not saying he
culture. Big difference.
A whole different culture, right? It's a whole different culture. It doesn't even have to do with the skill set.
Even in the book, bro, P bigs up Nas 100 times over. Still, he still says Nas is the best. He still says, I still think he's better than me. That shit's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, P was dope like that, man. He was always real honest and pragmatic with his opinion on who's dope. He'd be like, nah, fucking his favorite rappers were Nas and Jada. Like, and then Kanye, and I know that shocks people when they hear that, and I will tell you, I will always say it because P always said it. Kanye was P's favorite fucking artist, and his favorite album of all time is My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Okay.
Every time he said it, and it's just like, people would be like, no fucking way. P said Kanye's free. He can do whatever he wants, and people will accept it. He's like, I have to do Prodigy at all times. He's like, I can't even escape out of the box that I've created.
Yeah.
He's like, he has total freedom. Even Drake has a box. He'll try to create little bites, but it's still part of the same box. Kanye can do whatever the fuck he wants, dude.
It's true.
You know, and that's like, it wasn't like he was jealous or envious, but he was definitely had an admiration for that ability that Kanye had gotten.
Yo, Kanye, if you see this, yo, salute. I'm still gonna keep going at you though. I'm not gonna stop, bro. It's not happening. Yo, one thing, it just bugs me out. Yo, the whole Bible thing. It was, how did he fucking go and take Jesus' name and write his name in there and say this is cool and let other people, like, bro, that shit bugs me out.
Well, that's, some people are, you know, you gotta look at like those mega church pastors and just turn them into a rapper, and that's all it is.
Yeah, but bro,
Kanye is
if somebody did that and put my name in there, I would slaughter everybody that was involved, bro. I couldn't sleep at night. You know what I'm
Kanye
saying?
is literally. People want to say he's a cult leader. No. Kanye's getting money off this shit, son. Kanye is a
That's what it
mega
looks
church
like.
pastor.
Yeah, that's what it really looks like, man.
He's like
I
the.
still think that's crazy.
He's the
messed
rap
up, man.
TD Jakes, son. It's hilarious. Yo, you saw that shit where he walked across water?
Yo, honestly, with all this shit, all the ever like, bro, I see some fucked up shit, and then all I hear in my head is Tupac blasphemy, just playing in my head. That's it. So it's like, yo, you know what I mean? In terms of like, you know, the him as an artist and whatever. Yeah, but I just think.
Well,
you know,
I mean, you have to
people
also understand who his biggest influence in the music industry is and mentor. I would expect Kanye to call himself Yeezus.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because
I really
Jay-Z
like how you
referred
put
to
that.
himself as
Yeah.
Jehovah.
Yeah.
Like
No,
Jay-Z
that makes sense.
anointed himself as Jehovah, God MC.
No, that makes
Everyone else said that Rakim is the God MC. He didn't have to say that. Jay-Z anointed himself the God MC and started calling himself Jehovah. And I was just like, that's fucking weird. So Kanye literally came up underneath of him. He was part of all the weirdo shit. I don't care. And Kanye's nuts.
You remember when they were I think it was before or after they killed Saddam, where they were showing off, you know, how crazy the fucking guy was. And I remember watching the scene where they showed him that he wrote out the Quran in his blood. And that's exactly what it fucking reminded me of when I seen this stupid fucking Yeezus Bible. I'm like, what kind of shit are you on, bud? And at the end of the day, yo, anybody has the right to ask, bro. This is fucked up. That's all it is, bro. Like, and then, you know, he has the 1-2 where he thinks he's a god and all of this shit. Like, yeah, yo, black god and all of this, we understand, but there's levels to this shit. You know what I mean? Black excellence is still black excellence, bro. Calling yourself a god is a whole next fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? But everybody to each their own. You know what I mean? It's just.
All right, so I'm gonna give everybody, now that my second blood is done, I'm gonna give everybody a nugget to explore on that thought. If you go and watch the South Park special called Imagination Land, it is literally an allegory about all this, about what being a god is.
There's a South Park special, like it's like just like an hour long.
No, it's like 3 episodes, but you can watch it. It's
Okay.
just all one story, but they split it up.
Okay.
And it's an allegory for all of this, how smart these people are. And it's the creator, the God. You know, we are all gods. We are all have the ability to manifest and create on this level. That's what that means. Now, to refer to yourself in a deity form, that's fucking insane and megalomaniac.
That's what I mean.
So
Bro.
go watch that episode, because they go to Imagination Land where it's all the characters that humanity has created in their imagination, good and bad, and they have a war going on.
Oh fuck.
And once a kid gets taken there, he has the ability, he has an imagination, so he can create. So they basically treat him like he's like a god.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, once he gets his powers and whatnot, he's just like, M16's over to Jesus, and Santa needs a fucking flamethrower, and like, it's hilarious. But you have to be able to peel back the layers and see what they're really talking. It's really like, South Park
like,
is
honestly, the timing is fucked, bro. Like, you know, the shit at the Capitol, the bombing at the same time, and then they're getting divorced, and bro, this shit is so in your face.
Yeah, that's why I'm removing myself from it and not putting any light on it, even if it's a light on the negativity, the negative side of it. Immortal Technique's doing a better job at that than me, so other people can do that. I'm just going to.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm going to shift to what I've been doing now, things like this and meditation, and like, not necessarily, I just try to lead by example. It's hard to meditate. Well, I meditate. Fuck, I have ADHD and I smoke 15 blunts a day. If I can meditate, anybody can. Like, and that's the whole point. All right, if you see somebody else doing it, it's just like, oh shit, I can do that then. I'm just a normal person, people. I'm just a dude. I'm not Kanye. Kanye's insane.
Word.
That guy's fucking nuts. Dude, he walked across water. It was hilarious. That shit is the funniest shit to me of all time. He had an acrylic bridge put under the, like 2 inches under this water, and just walked across it in white robes. I was just like, get out of here. I love this guy.
But that's what bugs me out. Is like, okay, you know Kanye is big. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Kanye is not Eminem.
No,
Kanye is still not Jay-Z.
no.
So it just makes you think, like, if he was Jay-Z or if he was Eminem, how fucking much more crazy shit.
Well, I mean, he is, though, because he's able to build a billion-dollar fashion empire when nobody wanted him in fashion.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Yo, I hope he makes some nice looking shoes because most of these ones I've seen look like shit.
Hey,
I
think he's...
they'd all be going on power lines, bro.
Dude, I think he's just trolling the fashion world. Like, watch.
I think so, too. Like, yo, let me just make some garbage and everyone's gonna love it. And that's my proof. And I swear to God, bro, that's the analogy.
All right, so one last nugget for everybody, and I spoke about this movie the other day. Have you ever seen Apocalypto?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so you remember when they're sacrificing all the people on the temple when they first get them and paint them blue and shit, and then they lay them across, and the people are all like going crazy. They love the blood sacrifice and all this shit, right? And then the leaders, the two main people in charge, the king, the guy who's running the show, and then like the priest who's in the back, like putting the hearts in the ashes and going, it's fake, like speaking in tongues and shit. They're doing this on this day because they are the only ones that know and have the knowledge that on this day is an eclipse is going to happen.
Yep.
So remember, when the moon goes over the sun, all the people lose their fucking shit. Because they think that their God is literally like, I don't like what you're doing here. I'm blocking out the sun.
Wow.
So then these people know because they're like, they know the timing and everything. They talk like, oh, please, the children of the sun, or whatever the fuck they call this shit, return the sun rays or whatever. And then it slowly moves over and they're all celebrating and they're all like, literally like, these people will lead us to the promised land because they can communicate with God. And it's just the hidden knowledge that only the few knew about the reality of what it was. Fucking Mel Gibson's a fucking genius, dude. He's a fucking genius.
Wasn't that like one of the last movies he produced before they really outed him?
Yeah. Yeah, he had to pay for that one by himself too. He had to, they had to do that to him because he wanted to do Passion of the Christ, which he paid for by himself because nobody was like, nah, you can't do this, dude. And then I mean, come on. If Mel Gibson's going to get drunk and leave a voicemail, a high-pitched drunken voicemail and shit like that, like, this happened more than once. So they were just waiting for that. Wait a minute, you want to make too much noise? No, we'll put out the shit. And of course, he's drunk and he's Mel Gibson. He understands the power structure and everything. So he's going to say some shit that people are going to misinterpret. He's just like, it's the Jews. You gotta have to understand what he meant. He was drunk. What he meant is the Zionist control thing, not just Jewish people. Like, and then they blackballed him. It was just like, nope, get out of here. And then he made some of his best movies ever. Shout out to Mel Gibson, yo.
Definitely.
All right.
I actually saw some documentation of him being a witness in some crazy ass fucking cases. I don't know if they're real or not.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of cases that happen, like assault cases, like sexual assault cases and things of this nature that with celebrities and powerful people that you'll never, ever hear because they're rich enough to just kind of make it go away real quick. So shit like that would happen to where like they had to be a witness in something, or they might be a defendant themselves because it might be some dumbass fucking lawsuit that somebody is like, oh, Mel Gibson hit me with his car. And it's just like, no, he didn't. It's like, prove it that he didn't. And it's just like, shit, here we got to go through this shit again. Yeah. That was the hustle before the Me Too thing really took off that some people would take advantage of. They'd be like, oh, this person they assaulted me. And it's just like, no, I didn't. It's just like, you can't prove it. Fight Club. If you ever seen Fight Club, remember how Edward Norton's character gets a year's salary
by beating up himself.
He beat the shit out of himself because there's no cameras or anything, and it's just like, who in the world is going to believe he just did that to himself? So the boss had to give him the money. It was just like
crazy.
Hegelian dialectic broken down to a very simplistic form, which I've tried to do for people. It is a problem-solving tool when you can't get a direct solution. So he couldn't get a year's salary by any other means. So he had to beat the shit out of himself in order to get to C. There was no A to C. He had to go A, B, C. That's the
Yo, question. What was the first track that P made off of Gelly?
Microcosm.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah, Microcosm was the first one. We were doing it because at that time Mimosa was signed to the same booking agent. So they sent me a list of like, these are all the artists that we are on the same agency. Is there anyone that you guys want to do a song with? And he's the only one that I had heard of. And the rest of them were like, not in the genre I live in, So I was like, I don't know these fucking people. But him, I was just like, oh, I know this guy. So we ended up doing that joint. And when he got done with it, I looked at him. I was like, we need to do more like this. We need to do more of this. So then it was we were already working on Book of Heroin back then. That was like a whole different thing. And we were working on Albert Pike, which was supposed to follow Albert Einstein. But then Rick Ross put out Albert Anastasia, and P's like, we're not doing no more Alberts. Right? So it was just like, well, shit, what are we going to do with all this shit? So that's when we did Microcosm, and it had to have been just a couple days later that Mark the Beast calls me. He's just like, you got to hear this beat I just made. And he came to this house and he played it. And I'm like, I'm taking this for cash. And P popped his head and is like, I want this for my album. And it was just like, oh, God damn it. So I made a deal with P. I said, you can have this song if you put cash on it.
Okay, put cash bills on it. Yeah,
and he said, it's perfect. Cash is perfect for this. And then we did Hunger Pangs. And then that was 2 of them in a row. And that was it. That's all I needed. That was the last straw. I was like, dude, more like this. And he was just like, he started to understand, like, yeah, this shit is really dope, man. And then once we had so much music, I was just like, let's stop trying to put it all in one album. Let's make a whole album of each topic. And he was just like, word, that makes sense. And I was just like, at least at a minimum, we will get the whole album of all that P shit. We weren't going to get all 3 of them. Book of Heroin was in works a year before the Book of Revelation even was an idea.
Yeah. Right?
So now it's just like, oh, we can do all 3 of them. So it was just like, oh, yeah, now we can really do this one. And then, like I said, once it was Hunger Pangs and Microcosm back to back, like both of those, like, wow, this is like album music, dude. Both of them born out of just bang, bang. Here's a beat. P just wrote Microcosm and was just like, yeah, this is different. See, that was the Kanye effect. Mimosa is a down-tempo producer. He does live shows with his beats. People don't rap on his stuff. So
I think the best thing, like, the content and it being before its time and all of that is one thing, but how every track perfectly blends into the next.
Well, that's what took a whole year.
Holy fuck, with the audio and the bitch talking and the Chinese and
Well, so that's what I tried to explain to people. So it was a 2-year process. It took us a year to create all of it. Like, this is, we did probably 30, 40 songs or whatever, and it's just like once we finally started to really hone in, because P had this process where, and he did it every single time. It never fucking failed. He'd be like, all right, here's the album. All right, so instead of just mixing records, I might mix ones that I can guarantee you, I'm like, this is definitely on the album. Let me get ahead of myself. But the real next stage in work was, all right, let's listen to this shit for the next 3 months. If this is the album.
Exactly.
And him and I would both just keep reordering shit. And then we wouldn't compare daily or anything like that. It's just at a point he was just like, all right, I think I got something. I'd be like, yeah, word, I was just waiting on you. And then we both play the shits, and then we kind of discuss like why, how, and shit like that. And then once we finally got down to what the tracks were, like, yes,
this is just the arrangement. This isn't, we might have to add a few other elements or none of that.
No, this is just figuring out the track order. Wow. Months on it, because I didn't want any skippable moments. I wanted it all to be a very crucial piece of the whole. That was my goal. Yeah. So this is what Pete would do every time. Once we were like, all right, kind of got an order now. Like, now it's like he would start looking for skits and things like that, and I would start mixing records. And then every fucking album, like a week or 2 after we were like, all right, this is it, he'd be like, yo, I got a couple joints I need to lay down. And he would always say the same thing. I need a couple stronger records on here. And he would replace 3 2 or 3, and then the 3 best records on the album would be the last ones. He would be so laser focused and honed in at that moment, like this, I need these pieces, because at that time, it wasn't just we need a couple records. What we were doing is P needed to fill in the last couple pages of this story. So they had to be they had to
in between vibes.
They had to fit specifically what we were doing. So that's kind of why it took a little bit longer. P's like, yo, I've never done anything like this before. I'm just like, I know. This is how rock bands make albums, dude. Like we're doing things a whole different way.
That's exactly what it reminded me of, was being able to play it front to back like that. Like, bro, like you could play All Eyes on Me front to back. You could play a lot of albums front to back, but the way they go into each other, you could go switch up tracks and start wherever you want at the same time. With Hegelian, you cannot necessarily start anywhere. If you're going to listen to it and you're going to listen to more than one song, you might as well start at the fucking beginning.
Yeah, just listen. And we made it short. It's not like it's an hour commitment or anything. It kept in the attention span of the current generation that we were targeting right there. It's just like, all right, we can get them for like 30 to 40 minutes, especially if there's nothing skippable, because you kind of get lost in it. It just keeps going. Like the next...
I had an idea... because I'm getting some artwork done for I have the mixtapes have been done, and I have my album done for a while. I'm gonna keep revisiting it, but I'm getting some of the artwork done soon, and there's a certain artist that I want to do it, and I was thinking, man, I wish this fucking guy could draw the Hegelian shit for me, and I could order my hard copy, and it's drawn art, boom. You know what I mean?
See what he can do, see what he does.
I just think, that because at some point or another, I'm sure you're going to need more hard copies or whatever, right? This shit has to get sorted out.
I mean, no,
thinking if there was a special hard copy.
Nah, that's all going to sort itself out. You don't have to worry about that at all.
Well, I'm not worried about it. I was just thinking, like, once it was sorted out, if there was a special edition hard copy that is actually drawn by a specific artist, I think would be crazy dope.
Yeah, well, we're exploring all options and possibilities. That we sat down and literally laid out the game plan, even for this particular time period, for when he's not around anymore. The inevitable, was his type of sickle cell. So, but like going back to the skits and shit, dude, I worked on those skits for a month. So P gave me the movie. He's like, look, I want to get him out of here. And then I had never actually gotten to actually mix a song for P, like actually take my time. It was always like, yo, I need this done. We got to send this to this radio station. They got to have it by 8. And it's just like, well, goddamn, dude. It's always rushed everything. So I never really got a shot. And plus, P had already had his people he's been with his whole first half of his career. So the universe aligned it to where P just said, yo, you're going to do this album. I was like, fuck yeah, this is my shot, right? So I did Hunger Pangs first, because I knew that was like, that one meant a lot to him. I remembered creating it and everything, right? So I mixed that record, and he comes to the studio, and I hit play, and he's like, yo, why didn't you tell me you could do this? And I was just like, because if I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
Hilarious.
I said, I just had to wait for my shot, and now I got my shot. So I said, yo, P, this is what I'm going to do for you. I said, because we hadn't even picked any of the skits, just the movie. Like, I said, you know what? You're going on the road tomorrow. He was literally leaving the next day to go to Europe from 30 days. I said, I'm not going to send you anything I'm working on. When you get back, I'm going to have an album. And for the next 30 days, I literally dude, it took me 30 days, because the mixes, everything was done to the point where for the 30 days, before I even really got into the mixes, it was more important for me to like have the idea, the vision that I had of it. And I cut up every single piece of that documentary that could be a skit. Every piece. There were hundreds of them. And I would go and listen to every song, and I would put every single one of them on it.
Spots.
Every single one on every single song until I got it to all fit. And I was just like, this is finally it. And then when I gave it to him, he listened to it. He was just like, there's only 2 things I want to fix. And I was just like, oh, that's fucking amazing, dude. And it just, there were too many skits. I had one at the beginning and the end of every single song.
Yeah.
And we just took a couple out, and then there's a song that we moved from that album onto the Book of the Dead, and that was it. Wow. That was it, dude. And it was just like, damn, dude. But that's the effort that it took. That's the total dedication that it took.
Both of you guys know exactly what was being created, bro. Like, you told him that, yeah, this is gonna be, it's ahead of its time. But did you really, really know? Like,
I knew,
bro. When I'm saying it's fucking better than All Eyes on Me, I'm not flinching, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate it, and I can see where you're coming from because All Eyes on Me has some holes in it. There's some holes that they could have left off there, and it would have been better and more cohesive.
From somebody where you come from, definitely you could argue something like that.
Yeah, there's some holes like that. Yeah, come on, man.
I'm not gonna make that argument.
Come on, that "What's Your Phone Number" song that had get that shit out of here.
No, I hear you.
It has come on, get it out. The rest of it, that's one of that album is my beginning into real rap. Because
but to be honest, it's also, there's intros and outros, the way that shit goes in and out too. You know what I mean? And that was done very well on that album, and that's exactly what, bro. From the fucking day one I listened to this album, I knew, man. Like.
Yeah, so I mean, I try to tell everybody it took a year to create it, like a year for P to write the songs necessary and to piece it all together, and then from that moment, it took 1 year to finish it. So, I mean, I spent I think 2 months mixing them because I was like, see what I can do with a couple days instead of an hour. I said, you just give me some time. And he's just like, nah, I'm already working on the other albums. Just get that shit done. So
is book 2 completely finished, or you go back to it here and there?
Well, I mean, I won't talk about that right now.
Hey, I tried to get a little bit for the community.
Yeah, I know. Nice try. I'm a seasoned vet at deflecting those questions at this point. So, and then for the next year, it took us a year. That was listening to tracks in order and literally a year of listening and putting things in order until it was finally like, all right, we got it. This is it. There was one song we ended up taking the third verse off, and then there was another one, it was literally, we just fine-tuned it. 1 second.
Yeah.
Caesar. See? Wolf life. Until I always would just listen and on repeat until there was nothing that stuck out. There was no mistakes, because when I listen to something, I'm only going to hear the mistakes. I'm not listening as a fan. I'm looking for them. I'm hunting.
Bro, when does this happen if it's not a fucking Michael Jackson album, bro? This is crazy that somebody is going to spend this long worrying about the arrangement and the intros and wow.
Well, I mean, I knew what it was, though. I knew this was the whole point. This was from the first day I met P. This was, I can't say that this is exactly the vision, but I always told him, like, yo, we're gonna make something that's like, it's different, dude. I got this thing. It's going to be, and I kept telling him, it's going to be all that knowledge all at once. He's like, you can't do that. That was the whole thing for like 7-8 years together. You can't do it.
No, there's definitely a lot of gems in this shit, man.
So yeah, man, it's shit. It's already past 5, yo. I appreciate stopping by the Dour Hour, homie. We got the technical glitches fixed. I just got a package from One Billy Lines, so that means more beats is on the way. I just heard it, so this is awesome. So everybody, it's 5 now. At 10 o'clock, I will be doing Beat Boutique tonight. So if you're working on any music and you want some help, get yourself prepared. We'll be in there. I appreciate it, homie. We'll be in touch. As always, RIPP 333, and I'll see you guys in a couple hours, yo.
Peace, bro. It's good chopping it up with you.
Always, man. I'm glad we finally got the technical glitches worked out, yo.
For sure. Much love to the community. Yeah, man. 333.